Welcome to the Forge. That's right, Dark Legion 3D Forge. We talk about things related to customizing figures and dioramas and accessories and everything else. So let's open up the doors and check the Forge out. Okay, since this is the first official video other than the introduction video is from Dark Legion 3D Forge, I've got a big project I'm working on. Pieces are printed, they're ready to go. I'm just waiting on a couple other little things. But I thought I would talk about some of the projects that I've already completed. If you follow me on social media and things like that, you've seen pictures and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm going to do any social media yet for the Forge. So just look in the description of the video. You'll see links to all my interwebs. But at some point I may. I don't know. But Mythic Legions. Mythic Legions, or pretty much any figure that, you know, we have. We're always thinking about how can we make it better, you know. Taking, you know, the Mythic Legions line, I mean, out of the box, they're amazing, right? They're absolutely stunning and amazing. But there is a huge number of 3D modelers, and they do some outstanding work. I am a member of a multitude of Patreons trying to support these modelers. And it's awesome. And that's sort of what I'm leaning towards with this channel, is my road when it comes to customizing. Now, I'm learning as I go. It seems like I'm better at diorama related stuff than I am actual like small detail stuff. But I've got some really good friends in the community, and they're telling me that, hey man, quit selling yourself short. You're doing a good job, but I'm my own worst critic. So today in this video, I'm going to highlight two pieces. Come from Jason Rodriguez, Jason 3D Studio. He does amazing head sculpts, but he's also been messing around with dioramas and other things. And these two pieces, I'm really proud of. I think they really look great. I got with him on the first piece and we talked, and he modified it to make it into something else. So without any further delay, let's take a look at the first model. Check it out. The prison wagon. This is the second prison wagon I've done. Actually, the first one I did, surprisingly, someone bought it from me. I was totally shocked. I was like, really? Okay. So this second one, I decided to go a little bit further. So what you basically get with the 3D files, you get the wagon, of course, and you get the tongue here and the wheels and things like that. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my thought process when it comes to this particular prison wagon. Now, as you can see, it's not pulled by a horse. No, it's not. I wanted to go with this figure. I love this figure. I've got several of these. They're great for, you know, army building. They're a really good size. Actually, this is a head sculpt that I actually printed and painted, which super proud of that as well. But I don't know. I just sort of envisioned a goblin and this dude pulling the prison wagon. I don't know why. I think because it just sort of made sense in my brain at the time. But some of the things about this particular one that I've learned when I built the second one. So basically this is 3D printed in PLA. The only resin that was used was for the lantern and the shields. Everything else was done on my 85X. Wow. Forge maker. Woo, wow. I dedicated a single printer to it. Wasn't no big hurry. I painted it in a sort of a matte coffee type paint, rattle can. Just went to Lowe's, picked up a color I thought would look good. Psh, that was it. I did do some highlight painting on it with Citadel dark bronze. No, I'm sorry, Monument dark bronze. I did some of the speed paints with the flame effect here on the lantern. I also did some dirty down rust, but I used some basing texture material to put like a 3D dimensional texture on the iron, and then I'd use the dirty down rust on that. Some of the things I thought it'd be cool to have some boxes on it, so I printed some boxes, got those tied down with just some hemp string. Again, nothing really fancy about those. I was just thinking, you know, keeping shackles or whatever, just trying to be imaginative with it. I thought about bed rolls, so both sides had bed rolls, both sides have 2 shields, and we got a little bit of rope on both sides. Thought that would add to it a little bit. Decided on with this head sculpt. I really like the way this thing is with the rings here. So that gave me an ideal for my little goblin dude to add a bar right here, and just went to Walmart, got some black chain, and hooked him up to where he pulls the wagon. So again, got some little accent chain underneath here. I took some of the twine and wrapped it around here just to simulate sort of a handle stop, I guess. But this was sort of my envision for this. On the back of it, I added a skelly with a sword through it. Thought that would give it a nice little, you know, cool little effect. But I really, really, really enjoyed printing and creating this wagon because there's so many options. I mean, I even tested this dude pulling it. But I went with him because honestly, I just thought this head sculpt, that was the main thing. But there's so much variety you can do with it. Here's a scale with the right there. You could fill it full of figures. It'll hold like 6. You can probably do 6 standing up and 1 laying down. It's gorgeous, and I love it. And it was such a fun project to do. I even took some of this fabric for the bedrolls and made like a little, just a covering for the seat. But yeah, but when this one was done, it's very specific, right? It's a prison wagon. So now my brain really got to kicking in, and that's when I reached out to Jason and said, hey, what if we took your prison wagon and we did this with it? He said, that's a great idea, and that is what inspired the second build. So let me get it set up, and I'll talk you through it. There you go, build number 2. This is the prison wagon, and this is what I talked to Jason about. Was so with the prison wagon, there's some slots here for the walls, and I didn't want to fill them full of putty or anything like that. So I got with Jason, and I was like, hey, what about some sideboards? He liked the idea of it, created some sideboards, and here you go. Now, this particular build, there's a lot going on with this. The wagon itself, will start there. Same base of the wagon. You got the body, the wheels, and everything. And then we added the sideboards. Now, I painted this one a little differently. I wanted to see what, I found some filament. It's actually wood colored filament. It's a matte from Elegoo. So I got it, printed it, fell in love with it right off the bat. I said, this is it right here. Because if you can take a filament that's really close or the color you want, cuts down on your painting 80%, right? Where the prison wagon was 100% painted. It was primed, it was painted, multiple different colors, blah, blah, blah. This one here only has one color in it, and it's this here. Actually, I think there's two colors. No, it's not. Only one other color was used, and that was for the trim pieces, the stuff you see right here. That was it. Now, the weathering I did on this was also very simple. Mineral spirits, and oil black, a black oil paint. You mix it together, it makes an oil wash. The oil wash is great. I love oil washes because you put it on there, you let it dry. If you don't like something, you can go back with a sponge or a Q-tip or whatever with some mineral spirits and take it off. It's very, very friendly to use, but this is the wagon, okay? But we're not done. You needed some way of pulling the wagon. I already done the big dude, and I felt like this would be a really cool one to use with a horse. Now, the problem is how do you get the horse to pull it, right? This horse here, I forget its name, tell me in the comments, it's got a saddle, but we don't have any harnesses. So I had to really, really think about this. And this entire saddle setup was completely created by me. This top armor piece is from another Patreon that I support, Action Figure Fusion. This is from his Centaur armor set, but this is the back piece. So I wanted that. I went to Hobby Lobby, got some leather, sort of to simulate a blanket. I had some of this mesh that I put underneath that, glued all that together. I got some rings right here, just jewelry rings for like keychains. Got them from Amazon, screwed those in. Again, a couple of little bed rolls right there. I made some harnesses, attachments to go on the wagon yoke. I also have one that's going underneath the horse here, and I have one going around to the front. So I tried to simulate the best I could. I've never designed anything like this, so this was all like straight up out of my brain and a lot of trial and error. Needed some reins. The moose figure I tried with it, but the yoke was a little too high for this setup, so I went with the horse. I just took some brown leather, put on some of the clips, and I just attach it to the existing bridle. So that's no big deal there. Got plenty of room. The horse can turn. I think this turned out really, really good. I'm super happy with the way this turned out. Got my little knight here holding the reins. It's very easy to remove from the horse. You basically just unclip the bottom, unclip the front. It lifts right off. I do have the existing reins for the horse. I didn't want to take those off, so I just sort of tucked them underneath the saddle. And now you got a wagon, right? Just a common everyday wagon that you can haul barrels in. Now, this is that PLA that I was talking about, unweathered. So you can see what it looks like before you do anything to it. So, you're thinking about moving troops, you got supplies, everything. So you need a wagon, right? But then there's another piece, another diorama set that Jason did, which was like a cemetery. And I fell in love with that one immediately because wood coffins. Right there. Wood coffins. And you know what? Yeah. Wood coffins. How cool is this? Not one. I got a couple of them. Got another figure in there. I thought that was such a wonderful touch to this particular wagon. They don't fit too wide. You can do one flat and then one on its edge, but that's okay. I'm fine with it only doing one wide, because you can just put it right in the center if you wanted to. But again, how you can take things and create your own little world, I think, is amazing. Again, I'm really proud of the saddle that I created, or the harness system, just to give this creation some life. Just pop the saddle off the horse, and it just literally just sits right on top of it. Let me see if I can pull this off real quick, and I'll show you. Just unpop that one. Take this one here. Undo that latch. And, got to take I'm not going to take the reins off. I'll take them out of his hands, but so yeah, basically take the horse, and voila, there you go. So yeah, there's the actual saddle system. Works great. Again, pull your horse under and hook it up, give him the reins, and you're off. So, but that's it for these two projects. Again, I've got a build video I'm gonna do on my biggest project to date. I got to figure out how I'm gonna set the camera up for it, because it literally is longer than this gray, and I'm gonna do a build video on that. But hope you enjoyed this particular video. Let me know in the comments what you think about these builds. I think it just opens up so many opportunities, because like I said, you can actually use these as a war side as well. You could have, knights up there, weapons ready to go. Your imagination, that's the thing I love about this stuff, is being able to take your toys, create something, and make it a whole different world, right? Before this, the only thing I saw the horses for was to put somebody on them to ride, which is fine. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. But now, boom, got a horse. Doesn't have a rider. It's more for pulling the wagon. And the beauty of this particular saddle harness system, it'll work over on the prison wagon. Same horse, everything, boom. You just swap it out, connect it in. You're done. But that's it for this particular video. Leave me a comment. If you haven't subscribed yet, it's a new channel. Help me out, hook me up. Give me a sub if you would consider it. I'd appreciate it. But definitely let me know in the comments, which one's your favorite, the prison wagon or the regular wagon? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, I'm going to turn off the forge, close up shop, and I'll see you in the next video.